Afternoon folks, back out on local river again. Still winter, still cold, 5-6 degrees. There was a frost last night, frost the night before and a frost the night before that, so I've come down to see if I can find a few chub really. Fishing cheese paste. I have got some meat and I've got some worms, but primarily probably stick to the cheese paste. See how we get on. Simple setup, running ledger setup on my 11-foot quiver tip rod. Yard of fluorocarbon at the end, I think £5, £6 I think. And then just a size 6 hook with a big lump of cheese paste on it. Cool today, cool wind, blowing a little bit as well. But we'll see how we get on, you never know. Fingers crossed we'll find a couple of crackers. Got a little ounce lead on as my ledger weight. Some of this water's ripping through. It's a little bit coloured, it's not too coloured. It's probably about half a foot, maybe a foot higher than normal. Like I say, it is windy. Probably going to blow my line around a bit. It has been cold for a few days though, so we've got a good chance. A little bit of a tiny bit of willow in the river just below me there that I'm trying to fish around underneath. Well, I've just taken my cheese paste out the freezer, so it's a little bit hard. Got it in my pocket trying to warm it up. It's not the easiest thing to do though. Constantly roving around, won't be staying long, and 10 minutes in each swim probably, something like that. I found most of the time in here, if they do take, they take quite quickly, within a couple of minutes normally, but I will give it about 10 minutes. I might have say 2 casts in each swim, if I can do that. Some swims I won't be able to do that, there'll just be 1 decent cast in there and then that'll be it. This one's shifting, this one's moving a little bit faster than I'd like it, to be fair. This little bit here is better if it's got another foot of water on. Ooh. Yep, we're in. Ha! First cast. Couple of good knocks on the rod, and then yeah, straight away. No, it doesn't feel the biggest fish in the world. Oh man, it's woke up now, mind. Oh, well, that's got to be a pound and a bit. That looks like a nice little fish. Right. Oh, there we go. Ha. Superb. Straight away, have a look at it. There we go. Cracking fish. A couple of pound, pound and 3/4, really thick. Superb, some superb condition, absolutely brilliant condition fish. Lovely. Put that chub in a few yards up, further up. So just in case he's got any mates in this same swim, he won't go flying back down under the roots or wherever he is and push everything else out. What a cracking start, great start. Hopefully find another in the same swim. I was wrong about there not quite being enough water. It's not very deep down there, but he was obviously lining up. So where he's come from, there could quite easily be another. Cheese paste not properly defrosted yet, like I said. Pain. That's not a pain, it's just me being totally unorganised. I didn't expect to come out, to be fair, today. It had given really bad weather, it's a load of rain, but well, still might tip down yet, but sun's out at the moment, it's lovely. Nice bit of warm sun on my back, it's great. Quite difficult to notice the bites sometimes, or the takes as such, because the wind's blowing, the wind's gusting, and it's shifting quite a bit here, and there's bits of stuff coming down, it's constantly knocking and banging into your line. To be fair, that's a good. I think it's more the speed of the rattle of the rod that I look for, rather than the position of it. Sometimes if it goes slower backwards and forwards, that's one of them. It's when you get like a sharp tug. That's usually the indication of a fish. Don't get me wrong, you're going to miss bites because, like I say, nothing's static. It's constantly moving around. Then the water's boiling around. It's not what you call a settled position. I mean, you can see bits of leaves and sticks coming around on the side here in this back eddy coming round, and the gusts of wind as well coming straight across the field into the tip of the rod. So just move down a little bit. So next swim about 20 yards, something like that. That's all. A little bit faster here, out in the middle. Then there is it. To be fair, my first cast was crap, but there is a bit of slack further into my bank. I was hoping it'd swing right in, but it hasn't. I'll probably recast that in a second or two, to be fair. Wasn't very good. Wasn't one of my best. Just move that. Didn't recast. All I did is brought it to the surface so I could see it. I've still got bait on. Pulled it across the slightly deeper channel down this side, and then just let it drop back down again. No need to recast it as long as I know that I've got bait on. Because I just wanted to fish this side a little bit. It's about a foot deeper this side than it is out there, I think. Real good little place to fish here. I like this little back end. It's just really awkward because the only place you can properly fish it from is between these two little willows here. It's just a bit of a it's just a bit of a pain. Obviously it's steep down in front of me into the water there, and the bank's like blooming ice today because the river's been up and it's been tipping down the last few days. Well, sort of 4 days ago. The banks are really greasy and horrible, so you stand on this mud and you just end up sliding. But I do like fishing this little hole on this left hand side here. Trouble is the wind's picked up now as well, so it's even more of a pain. I think that's the wind. You can't stand anywhere else on the bank. It's a bit better. Got to have my rod quite high on the rod rests here, so I can get to it without reaching right down there. But then that does make it a bit susceptible to the wind blowing it around, but can't have it always. If it's easy, it'd be boring. Trying to fish right on the crease of that fast water coming down the outside and this back eddy. I've gone about 10 yards down in the hopes there might be something under that tree that'll smell it and come up for it. There we go, move down again. Move down 300 or 400 yards this time. There's a few pegs, but there's a lot of trees and stuff like that. All the bank's about 6 or 7 foot high. This stretch just goes a little bit slower here for about 100 yards, so I've probably got a few different bits I can fish down here. I'll just keep moving down it slowly. Obviously there's some willows on the other side, and then there is the odd one or two on this bank as well, but not as many. This first bit's a little bit shallow, and then it sort of, as it gets further down the straight, it deepens out, it goes a bit deeper. I always start at this top bit though, because I've had fish out of it in the past, so sort of start it and then just keep moving all the way down. Sometimes I'll have a cast to that bank under them trees and then one to this bank. Oh, missed it, man. Oh, damn it. Missed him. Try again, there's obviously something up against this bank here. If you haven't felt the fish, if you just had your bite and missed it, and you haven't actually felt the fish on the line, it's always worth another chuck back down again, because there's always a chance they'll take. They might not, obviously, might have startled him, but sometimes, especially if they're hungry, chub can be sort of quite hardy. It's always worth a chuck back down again. That's why it's important sometimes, not on rivers like this because it's tiny, but on bigger rivers, that's why it's important sometimes to remember exactly where your cast was, so you can put it back in exactly the same place again. You might have put it off, I might have put it off, you never know. But if you've not felt it, there's always a chance that they'll come back for it again. Looks like I missed him. Looks like I put him off. I won't hang around too long. Just had 5 minutes back in exactly the same place again. I might have spooked him and he might have scooted off down another 10 or 15 yards and might not want to come back up again. Definitely didn't feel him. I was daydreaming, I think, don't know what I was doing. But he hasn't come back for it anyway, so win some, you lose some. And I've lost this one by the look of it. Never mind, he'll be there for next time. Yeah, we're in. It's a good take, good solid take. The bottom. Yes, seems like a solid fish. He's trying to run under them trees on the far bank. In the sunlight. Wow, looks another nice half decent fish. Looks a nice deep fish, too, to be fair. Come on, fella. There you go, number 2 in the net. Wicked. There you go. Not quite as big as the last one. Big chunky winter chub. Superb. Big fat one. Lovely condition. Beautiful condition. Let's get her back. So, number 2 in the net. Just go back in the same swim for 5 minutes. Quite like this swim here, to be fair. It's quite good. So, yeah, release that one just the other side of this willow here. So, only 6-7 yards further up, something like that. I'll have another cast into the same place. See if we can attract anything else up, and then if not, I'll move down again. The sun's come out, it's beautiful now. There we go. Fingers crossed we can get another. Turned out so far to be a good hour and a half. I've got my favourite swims to fish as well, so fingers crossed we'll have a few more. soon, and I don't know whether to bring my fly rod or bring my little lure rod and have a go with some flies or some lures. I think someone just jumped down there. A lot of trout maybe. You get the odd trout in here, to be fair. Might try and get some footage off the top of the banks, so looking down on me, and I'll use like a surface lure. See if I can get something coming up and taking it off the surface. Whether I will or not, might be a project for a bit later on in the year. That when the season, because obviously close season soon. So then when it opens back up again, in June, I'll see about trying to get some footage of something off taking surface lures if I can. Harder to do with the camera, but it'd be worth it if I could get one or two. Another little moon. Faster little flow on the other side, slacker this side. Leads down to a nice little corner about 40 yards further down. It's one of my favourite spots for chub fish. And it started raining. Great. After all that lovely sunshine we had earlier. Well, then again, I suppose that's winter fishing, isn't it, really? Like I say, 40 yards further down is a really good corner. But I don't rush straight down to it. I always fish this bit first because I've had fish out of every little bit down here. I haven't changed my tactics. And I haven't changed my bait, still fishing with cheese bait. Yep. Oh, go on. We're in. It's a good first run. Gentle little take, but good first run, and it's still going as well. This might be a bit better fish, or is it just in a good bit of flow? It's a great first run, flew off downstream. Oh no, similar size as I said, not a monster, doesn't look like. There we go, another one in the net. I said possibly the smallest one so far. Went off like a steam train. There we go. Absolute flyer. That flew off. But yeah, probably the smallest one. It's still a nice thick fish though. Still beautiful condition. So yeah, let's get it back. There we go, another one on the bank. Still got another hour's daylight left, maybe two. Hang on. I don't even know what time we're on. Oh yeah. Maybe a good couple of hours yet. Looks a bit dark now that cloud's come over, but how it is. yeah, another nice fish. Not quite as big as the other two. Maybe on a par with the second one. But yeah, ripped off. Yeah, picked up that bait and it decided it was going. Good little fight. Cracking little fight. Gone back in the same swim again, you never know, might be another. As well, just obviously if you're fishing this time of year and the banks are a bit treacherous and stuff like that, just shows the importance of having a decent long or relatively long landing net handle. When I'm wading, I only fish with a tiny little sort of like 6 inches long handle. But this time of year, when I'm fishing the rivers, because the embankments are so muddy and so slippy, sometimes you can't get close. So I mean the handle on that's probably about, what, 6 foot. It's not the biggest, it's not the longest handle. I mean, gosh, you can get 12 foot, 15 foot handles on some of them. You don't necessarily always need anything like that long, but just something where you can extend it a little bit and reach down below the foliage into the water. And I'm not too bad as well because I'm pretty tall, but sometimes when I fish with my mates and they're a lot shorter than me and they're trying to get a fish out with a tiny little handled landing net, all you end up doing is endangering yourself of ending up in there, and it's not a good look in the winter. There's that. It's not always a good look in summer. At least the water might be a bit warmer. It's certainly cold at the moment, but yeah, so something to just sort of think about a little bit. And as well, always have your landing net set up with the handle extended, because if you look into a decent fish, you haven't got time to be messing about trying to extend handles on landing nets or even put them up. Sometimes should be the first thing you do really when you get onto the bank. Get that landing net set up, because at the end of the day, same as me today, first chuck I'd only been in the water 30 seconds, 40 seconds and I'd got a fish. I think there's another one here. Was that a take or is that a leaf stuck on my line? Not sure. Might have been a bit of rubbish stuck on the line. Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to wrap the video up there. If you enjoyed this good little couple of hours chubbing, give it a like, subscribe, share. There'll be a lot more coming over the summer. Course season's done in about a month-ish. There'll be some salmon fishing, some trout fishing. So yeah, like, subscribe, share. Tight lines. Catch you later.